What's up, friends? This is Coach John here at CrossFit Liberate, bringing you an at-home workout for Wednesday, May 13th. Today we have a workout called Encore. This is an interval style workout. We have intervals starting on the 5-minute mark. 4 total sets today, okay? We're gonna try to work for about 4 minutes on each interval, which will earn us about 1 minute of rest. And then our score is gonna be our total time adding up all those intervals together. All right, warm up for Encore today. We have 3 sets, 30 seconds of a front plank, 20 jumping jacks, 10 glute bridges, and then 5 inchworm to push up. On those inchworms to push up, make sure that you are getting your shoulder blades working here. We want to keep the arms nice and straight, make sure that we're warming up that upper back and shoulders for our overhead movements later on. Then we're gonna hit an odd object warm up. We're gonna grab that odd object and do 10 front squats, 10 Romanian deadlifts, 10 Russian swings up to eye level, 10 strict press, pushing that head through at the top, and then 10 more front squats. All right, so 4 intervals today, starting each interval on the 5, so we'll go at 0, at 5, at 10, and at 15 on that clock. Each interval is a quick chipper where we're gonna chip away at a list of movements one time through. So on the 5 for 2 rounds, we're gonna do 21 over and back odd object hops, 12 odd object thrusters, 21 over and back odd object hops, 9 odd object clean and jerks, 21 over and back odd object hops, and 6 burpee broad jumps. Then, on the 5 for 2 rounds, we're gonna switch up the order and do 21 over and back odd object hops, 6 burpee broad jumps, 21 over and back odd object hops, 9 odd object clean and jerks, 21 over and back odd object hops, and then finally 12 odd object thrusters. Again, we're looking to earn about a minute of rest between these intervals, and then our score is gonna be the total time of all those intervals added together. On your odd object movements, in order to maintain the faster paced stimulus of these rounds, choose weights that allow you to complete each odd object station unbroken. So this should be a moderate weight that's challenging, but manageable. If you're on the fence, let's go a little bit lighter and try to move a little bit faster. For the over and back odd object hops, this movement is performed exactly as it sounds. Jump over the middle of that odd object with both feet, and then 1 rep is gonna be over and back. So count one side, whether it's the left side or the right side, but make sure over and back is 1 rep. And then for your burpee broad jumps, we're looking for a standard burpee, chest and thighs to the floor, straight into a broad jump. Doesn't have to be a max distance jump each time, just looking for complete leg extension into that jumping movement. And if you don't have a ton of room to work with, just turn around on each rep. And as always, friends, further movement substitutions and options are in the video description below. All right, let's consider our stance today on all of our movements. For the over and back hops, the width of your feet can make you faster or slower. The more narrow your feet are, the closer you can stay to the inside of the odd object. And the closer you stay, the faster you can cycle these reps. You want to think about your feet like paintbrushes. A wide brush, a wide stance, isn't as accurate as a narrow brush or a narrow stance. If you want to go wider, you can slow down your movement, go a little bit narrower to speed it up. Now, on the odd object clean and jerks, you're going to want to take a shoulder width stance to allow for that odd object to make contact between the feet. In this position, the feet will be almost directly under the shoulders. Now on your thrusters, you're going to want to take your normal squat stance. Again, right around shoulder width. And then finally, on those burpee broad jumps, your feet will be slightly outside of shoulder width to allow for a flat-footed stance coming out of the burpee portion of the movement, which will in turn allow for an explosive leg extension for the broad jump. Just make sure your feet don't go so wide that the knees end up caving in. All right, so strategy for today. We have some intervals, okay, where we're working for 4 minutes roughly, and then we get a little bit of rest. So with that, we want to bring some smart intensity. It might be really easy to go out on that round 1 really hot and sprint through, but what we really want to think about is what we're going to feel like on rounds 3 and 4 and apply that pace to round 1. We'll use round 1 as sort of a feeler and then evaluate after round 1 to see if we can speed up, if we need to slow down, or if that pace was right on point. All right, y'all, let's get after it. Make sure you post those scores into SugarWOD so you can track your fitness, and we cannot wait to see you guys back in the gym.